Station Fees Bill 2023.
This Council resumes the second reading debate on the Electronic Transactions Amendment Bill 2023. Dr. Lo Wai Kwok. President, I speak in support of the Electronic Transactions Amendment Bill 2023. The bill seeks to amend CAP 553 Electronic Transactions Ordinance and the relevant subsidiary legislations. Currently, there are certain provisions in relation to service of documents. Some of the documents have to be served by person or by post. There are a number of provisions that require the documents to be served in multiple copies through electronic means. The bill expands the scope of service of documents through electronic means and scrap the procedures of having to serve the documents in multiple copies. However, we do see the significance of this bill in helping the government implement an e-government or e-government services. During the COVID pandemic, a lot of civil servants had to work at home. A lot of wage earners in Hong Kong also work remotely from their offices. During the process, we see that we're lagging behind in digitization. For instance, in the construction industry, traditional means are adopted for document work. So I have asked the government to adopt measures and take on board the experience of working from home during the COVID pandemic. For instance, for some of the approval work should be done through electronic means. Also, to tie in with the development of big data, the government should enhance data governance and enhance data sharing between government departments, including amending the relevant code of practice or guidelines so that data can be managed at different levels of the government and data can be read in eligible format so that SMEs can adopt this data easily. Also, one-stop government portal should be developed. The former Housing and Development Bureau came up with the platform, and in the 2019 COVID pandemic, the government had worked incessantly to approve document work with the platform, and approval of plans were also fully digitalized, and it was the first government department to take forward the digitization. The chief executive in his 2022 policy address announced that by mid-2024 or earlier, all government forms and application procedures will be digitalized, and also by 2025, the government will fully adopt the IM Smart platform to provide one-stop services. As at June 2023, 90% of the services provided by the government are done through electronic means, or e-options are provided. The bill clears the legal impediments. However, the government should not stop here. I'm happy to see that in his 2023 policy address, the chief executive announced the setting up or the development of digital city and smart city through blockchain technology and also certification of e-licenses and electronic forms. Within a year, bills can be settled through electronic means for government services. All this can help enhance governance efficacy and improve service quality of the government. Also, the SAR government mentioned that it will work with the Guangdong provincial government to develop a digital Bay Area. The two governments announced that they will work together to roll out 100 cross-boundary services covering applications for identification documents, etc. There will also be self-service kiosks and devices to take forward this initiative. The SAR government has dovetailed with the identity verification platform rolled out by the Guangdong provincial government. It is hoped that in the future, the government can further remove relevant barriers and draw reference from mainland practices, and continued to work with Guangdong and Macau to ensure flow of data across the boundary. Also, IM Smart should be upgraded and enhanced. In the long run, the government should consider making dovetailing IM Smart with the platforms of Guangdong and Macau to bring convenience to the public so that members of the public don't have to visit the offices concerned in person to complete all the document work. President, I so submit. Thank you. Mr. Rock Chen. President, the government proposed the Electronic Transactions Amendment Bill 2023 to amend the relevant ordinance and subsidiary legislations to facilitate the implementation of e-government services. I speak in support of the proposal. This is because the legislative amendment can make government services more efficient. One of the purposes of the bill is to expedite the implementation of e-government services and the development of a smart government. In his policy address, the government mentioned that by mid-2024, all government forms and application processes will be digitalized. Also, by 2025, the government will fully adopt the IM Smart platform to enable one-stop e-government services. The bill will help the government realize all these targets. This is because the bill will remove the relevant legal barriers so that the government can, through electronic means, serve all kinds of documents on the public and enterprises, including statements or directives and so on. This will help reduce the use of paper as well as postage fees, and this will also help save time and streamline procedures as well as human error. Another purpose of the bill is to protect the safety of electronic transactions as well as the reliability. This is to boost public confidence in electronic transactions. The bill covers some technical amendments to ensure the integrity of electronic record as well as the trackability or traceability of these records. Also, in case of damages or missing of these records, there are parts that are covered in the bill as well. I have 2 points to make. First, the government should take care of a small group of citizens, for instance, elderly people or those who do not have immediate access of the internet. They may not know how to register for IM Smart. They may not have an email account. They may not even have a smartphone or relevant devices. The government will have to, through different channels, for instance, through the help of district care teams or district council members, to help these people to receive documents through electronic means. Also, there has to be contingency measures put in place. Recently, or in recent years, the government has rolled out different measures. However, we see that as the government roll out these measures, different problems arise that affect the quality of service. For instance, the app rolled out by LCSD for a venue reservation, we saw problems on the first day of its implementation. The app is called Smart Play. Also, in December, the electronic poll register system malfunctioned during the election, and it affected the voter turnout. Also, the e-toll system also charged vehicle owners or motorists a wrong fee. All these showed that the government failed to anticipate all kinds of problems when they rolled out electronic systems or services. They failed to be the gatekeeper and roll out support measures. For instance, they should have done testing of the systems. They failed to anticipate the utilization rate of all these systems. I hope that the government can do better in terms of its planning so that it can be better prepared for all the risks and challenges that it may face to ensure that all these electronic services can actually benefit the public. Thank you.
Dr. Johnny Ng, Madam Deputy, I speak in support of the Electronic Transactions Amendment Bill 2023. I have all along been in support of the government turning into an e-government. Apart from the amendments proposed this time, the government should also consider expediting the provision of e-government services of government departments, and an interdepartmental platform should be established. The government should enhance its governance level and must do so through enhancing e-government services, including widening the application of e-government services among the community. Through adopting digital technologies, the government processes should be expedited and streamlined, and there should be digital transformation. We should enhance and improve services for the people so that people and enterprises can gain a sense of happiness by the convenient services. The government has launched many e-government initiatives, but then in many application platforms there have been different user experience. The government is not adopting a user-oriented approach, and the government doesn't know what to do as a result. On the mainland, the government has opened up many of its apps to the private sector, and there is good connection between the two. The government should adopt innovative technologies to enhance government services and the relevant procedures, and enhance and modernize the governance level. In order to enhance government efficiency, we must use smart technologies in public administration. I speak in support of the bill. Does any other member wish to speak? If not,
I will now call upon the Secretary for Innovation, Technology and Industry to reply. Then the debate will come to a close. Secretary. Madam President, I thank members for their supporting the bill so that we can resume the second reading debate of the bill today. I'm grateful to Dr. Loh Wai Kwok, Mr. Rock Chen, and Dr. Johnny Ng for their valuable views tendered in relation to the bill. The bill stemmed from the government's intention to develop digital government and the smart city. The chief executive announced a number of measures for developing digital government in his 2022 policy address. Subsequent to that, further initiatives, including the setting up of a digital policy office, were announced in the 2023 policy address. The office is tasked to formulate policies on digital government, digital governance, information technology, to steer government departments and industry for opening up of more data for sharing, and to promote application of digital technology in order to launch more digital services to benefit businesses and the community, and to raise the standard of public services and support the development of the digital economy of the Bay. To implement these policies, we will promote, supervise, and coordinate the use of digital technology in departments. We will digitalize all licenses, services, and forms related to application approval by mid-2024. We will realize one-stop e-government services through full adoption of IM Smart by 2025. To accomplish the targets of e-government, we have worked on the administrative, technology, and legislative front. Over the past 2 years, bureaus and departments have pressed ahead with digitalization in respect of their IT system and work processes that include system upgrade, implementation of digitalization program, and applying digital technology to streamline work processes. As at end 2023, about 90% of our government services will already accept electronic submission as an option. The bill seeks to amend the Electronic Transaction Ordinance CAP 553 and related subsidy legislation ET exclusion order to lift the current requirements for service of documents by registered post and other means, and serving of documents in multiple physical copies under certain pieces of legislation. The new requirement is for service of an electronic record or in a single electronic copy. That will fulfill the new legislative requirements. The legislative proposals are technical in nature. The purpose is to support digitalization of government services by offering more electronic options for members of the public. I'm grateful to members for resuming the second reading debate of the bill so soon. That will enable efficient completion of the legislative exercise, which is conducive to further digitalization of government services. Madam Deputy, I move that the second reading debate of the ET amendment bill be resumed. I look forward to members' support for passage of the bill. I so submit. And I put a question to you that the Electronic Transaction Amendment Bill 2023 be read the second time. Will those in favor please raise their hands? Those against, please raise their hands. I think the question is agreed by a majority of the members present. I declare the motion passed. Electronic Transactions Amendment Bill 2023. This council now becomes Committee of the Whole Council to consider the Electronic Transactions Amendment Bill 2023, and I propose the question to